Nonprofit of the Year award. The Center for Life Management is this year's winner, CLM. Hold on, I'm about 15 pages to read that. CLM, as it is commonly known, boasts more than 50 years of community impact, with one of the most comprehensive areas of mental health and substance services in the region, serving more than 5,500 people each year. As Eric Palmer of Business Sense just said, this past year and a half, more than ever, has caused an upheaval in lives. And it's driven an incredible increase in the need for mental health services. The Center for Life Management responded quickly, working with community partners to continue access to care and to strive to reach anyone in need. Led by an incredible staff and board of directors, I think some of which are right here, ready to come up. The Center for Life Management continues to embrace change in pursuit of innovation in their field. They maintained on-site services and expanded their existing 24/7 emergency response team to be available via telehealth as well. The Center for Life Management collaborated with others in the region, like Community Crossroads, and developed a continuum of collaborative care, a specialized treatment model and approach to working with individuals with co-occurring mental health needs and intellectual and developmental disabilities, as well as traumatic brain injuries and/or autism. The New Hampshire Department of Health and Human Services Bureaus of Behavioral Health and Developmental Services have deemed the continuum of care, they have deemed the continuum of collaborative care as a best practice treatment model that is being implemented at community mental health centers and developmental disability agencies throughout the New Hampshire system of care. But CLM's work does not stop there. They continue to address various challenges in the region. With a staff of nearly 250 full and part-time employees, they are a significant employer for the community, as well as a premier resource for those training to be mental health professionals. So please join me and all of us at Eversource in congratulating the Center for Life Management, the 2021 Nonprofit of the Year.
How's everybody doing tonight? The days of long speeches are over, so I'm going to keep it brief. There's information that was in the booklet that talked about what was just referenced a second ago. I want to first start with Ashley. You mentioned to her about her. I was on the board actually a number of years ago, and it's pretty apparent to me the enthusiasm, the energy, the positive energy, the can-do attitude, right, that we're talking about here. And so I'm noticing a big difference after all these years. So thank you, Ashley, for you and your team and the way that you. And certainly on behalf of our board and our staff, got a whole team right here. They could have come up and be here with me, but as you can see by the looks on their faces, it's not exactly the most pleasurable experience, you know. So, so I'll share a little bit with you about who I am and what we do and how we got to be here. So the one thing that I want to start out with saying is that actually any one of the nonprofits in our community, our greater Derry community, any single one of them, and it wasn't just a few that got sent in, could actually be standing up here for what they do for the community every single day. So please recognize them. And it just so happens that part of the way we fulfill our mission every single day to promote mental health and well-being is that we can't do it ourselves, right? So we have to do it in partnership with other organizations. Community Crossroads is one example of that was mentioned, certainly no doubt. And so part of what somebody's actually waving in the back there, so that's sitting next to Angela, is that Tina? I don't know. But so yeah, Tina's, when we were talking earlier, actually we had a good conversation about it, but the truth be told is really the nonprofits do just awesome work, and so we're very privileged to be able to be selected doing what we do every single day. So nice to see so many familiar faces. It seems like we've been in caves for the last 18 months, right? And so it's so nice to be able to see people that I know. Phyllis Katrikores is here tonight. I get to see her at church every day, every Sunday. So Phyllis has been an awesome public servant, so we'll just call her out, just mention that. So, but I'm just saying her name. There's so many other people that we work so closely with that are here tonight, and so many of you familiar faces. So as was mentioned in the booklet, there's no question we serve a lot of people every year, over several thousands of people every year. And there's a lot to be said for the fact that we went through quite a time this past year, no doubt, with the pandemic. The one thing that was actually not in the booklet that I should really highlight, I want to share with you, on March 15th, the Governor Sununu put out the executive order regarding the pandemic. And I'm very happy and proud to be able to say the people that are sitting over at the table, the leadership people that came tonight, and the rest of our staff, within 3 days, just 3 days, we had almost a couple hundred people set up electronically to provide video and phone calls to clients, some of whom were suicidal and deal with the stuff that we deal with every single day. And our emergency services continue to do what it did. We were forging ahead with initiatives that we had planned before the pandemic that we didn't stop doing. We have, for example, we have Lamprey Healthcare now. That was a project we started before the pandemic and didn't stop it when the pandemic hit. We have them on site now. Telehealth, video, phones, like I'm saying, within 3 days we had people set up electronically to keep forging ahead despite the rough time we were having. And that's just, it really, there are no words to really describe to you how we did this, really. I mean, part of, I think, how we did it is, we've got Patrick Ullman here. He's our Chief Information Officer. He's sitting over here. He doesn't really want to be. We'll recognize nothing that I'm saying, these people know what I'm going to say. I have this thing with Lori Otis. She kind of likes to see my script ahead of time, right? Kind of. But this time I'm sort of on my own. But anyway, Patrick Ullman's our Chief Information Officer. It seemed like we were preparing for the pandemic several years before the pandemic hit. What I mean is to say that we have dozens of laptops and iPhones and electronics out in the community with the way we serve our community. So I don't know how else we could be better prepared really to tackle what we did when the pandemic hit. So again, that's not certainly in the booklet. The other thing that I also want to share with you is I think that we've got some new, we're working pretty closely right now with law enforcement. Again, this started to happen before the pandemic, and we have a telemobile service. Steve Arnold, our Vice President of Clinical Services, here tonight. Is the champion for not stopping with this project that we have. We're making communication with the police chiefs and all the various police departments, so that when law enforcement has a psychiatric crisis person in their midst, no matter what happened this past year, all the controversy, we set that all aside. Right? Not that it's not important, not that we shouldn't still be better at training and officers and all that, but we partner together right now. They have a psychiatric crisis on the side of the road. We have a mechanism for them to connect with our emergency services 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So these are all the things that I think that go into, the consideration for us as a candidate. These are the things that we're doing every day to try to, and we're doing this for you. We have an essential, we have a mission statement, a formal mission statement, but we're really in the business of helping people. This is where our business, I think, business sense ties in with the business model that the chamber has and everything. So I could go on, but it's such an honor and privilege. We have Susan Davis here and Maria Gaginas, our board members, so we're supported every single step of the way. Lori Oda, who's here at my table. Lori and I have known each other for 20 years. I don't think I've ever worked with someone so closely connected and in touch with the needs of the community, you know, at all the fairs and all the different public events that she's attended. And so again, like I said, you know, they don't know that I was going to say this tonight, you know, so this is the beauty of the event and stuff. But again, just want to thank you all for your support, and it's such a tremendous honor and privilege to be able to be up here and accept this. So thank you.